We frequently get the question, how are handicap strokes determined? Perhaps the most important thing to note is that each course ultimately has the discretion to determine how strokes will be allocated at their club. For a majority of courses, the clubs themselves have set the stroke allocations. What many clubs may not know is that Mass Golf, as an allied association of the USGA, can provide a course rating-based recommendation through the World Handicap System. The WHS recommendation provides some very important insight which clubs should consider prior to setting these allocations. Some key points that are included in the report. Clubs should avoid assigning the first or second handicap holes to the 9th or the 18th hole. The reasoning is, if only one stroke is to be given in a 9-hole match, it is likely that the match would be over before the stroke came into play. Similarly, if only 2 strokes were scheduled to be given in an 18-hole match, it is likely that the match would be over before the second shot, or 50% of the strokes given in the match, would actually be used. The WHS also recommends that the triad concept be considered. An easy way to describe the triad concept is if 6 strokes were to be given to a side or a player in an 18-hole match, it would be best for 1 stroke to be given in each of the 6 3-hole segments on the course. In other words, clubs should consider spreading the strokes evenly throughout the round. Another important factor to consider is that for an 18-hole course, when allocating strokes, the holes on the front 9 should receive the odd number holes, while the back 9 should be listed as the even number holes. When strokes are allocated following these important guidelines, it will usually mean strokes will not be set based solely on the difficulty of the holes. This can often mean that the most difficult hole on the course may not be the number 1 stroke hole, and the second most difficult hole on the course may not be number 2. An example of this would be if the most difficult hole was actually the 18th hole. If the guidelines we've covered are followed, the 18th hole would not be lower than the 4th handicap hole. That is because the front 9 would receive the odd number designations, and assigning the last hole as the lowest handicap hole on that 9 should be avoided. If the decision is made to make changes to the way strokes are allocated at your club, it's important to contact Mass Golf. Keep in mind that we can help.